Hello everyone, today I got my hands on such an unusual device. It is a vacuum chamber, a freezer, a sublimator, and a dryer at the same time. Therefore, such a device is very expensive. Today, with its help, we will check what will happen in conditions of constant heating and vacuum with different sweets. We have a lot of subjects here. All of these sweets with different fillings, textures, and flavors. We take the tray out of the machine. The first ones will be these cherries. We open them up and send them into the tray. They need to be distributed over the entire area of the tray to get the desired effect. Now, this is a very small jelly cherry. Remember what it looked like. Now we push the tray into the machine. And close the door. Also, you need to screw a vacuum pump to this device. Turn on the device, plug in the same wire from the pump, and go to the menu. You need to select the first mode. There is no need for sublimation, but only 4 hours of final drying at 65 degrees. Let's turn off the faucet. And click Done. According to the stainer, the freezer is turned on, but we don't need it now. Therefore, we skip it. That's it, the final drying has begun and the vacuum pump starts pumping air out of the chamber. At the same time, the plate will heat up very much in each shelf so that the jellies already start to boil, and due to the vacuum, they are blown up in different directions. In this position, they dry out and remain. After an even hour, you can open it up, but because of the vacuum, the door's stuck. You need to release the pressure by opening up the faucet. And the door will open up by itself. We take out the tray and see what happened. So, visually the cherries have increased 7 times and look like air clouds. It feels like they're just ultra light, especially in relation to such a volume. Here is a good example of before and after, and it's interesting what they look like inside. It's probably the most fragile thing I've ever held in my hands. It just turns into sand. In general, the texture has changed radically. I wonder if the taste has changed. The taste has not changed, but it has become 5 times richer. It's all about the texture. Due to the fact that it is mega crispy, it is immediately distributed over the area of the mouth, instantly giving all the taste to the tongue, and I really like it. Moving on to the next product, that is Skittles. We open up the package, pour all the contents out onto a tray, and place it in the chamber. Skittles, unlike jelly candies, burst almost completely instantly, and for the rest of the time, they just dried up. We take them out. Judging by the appearance, the effect occurred precisely with the filling, and the glaze on the outside just tore. If we compare the volume before and after, then the difference is also about 7 times. Let's try it. Oh, it is so rich and sour that it makes your jaw just ache. But I like it. Every taste feels much more distinct. It's even better than jelly cherries. Jellyworms are next in line. I immediately took 2 different types, thicks and thins. We open them up, pour them out onto the tray, evenly distribute, and into the machine. Here we have the same effect as with the jelly cherries. We take them out. It's strange that after the pressure was released, they became less bloated, but it seems completely dried up. The thin worms have only increased 4-fold. Let's try them. Not as airy as with the cherries, but still pretty crispy. Now we'll try the thick worm. It has only doubled in size. Basically the same, just a richer taste. The next thing I want to put in the machine is a Snickers bar, but to make it more interesting, I have prepared 4 flavors. This is a classic Snickers, Snickers with peanut paste, as well as Snickers with lime flavor and strawberry flavor. We open them up, and put them on the tray. Let's put them in the machine. The smallest pieces were the first to swell. These are Snickers with peanut butter. But because of the same peanut taste, they did not dry out in the right position but simply spread out into a large puddle. But everything worked out with the rest of the Snickers. Let's flip them over to understand where the taste actually is. It was the classic Snickers that inflated the most, but no wonder it is also the fattest. Let's try it. This is freaking delicious, like caramel nut meringue. Now for the strawberry Snickers. This strawberry part is very dense, and the taste itself is very chemically strawberry. In general, it's worse than the original Snickers, and the last one with the taste of lime. But this one's actually tastier. It tastes like an original, just with a slight lime flavor. Next, we have the Kinder Joy. Let's take a look in the toy compartment. Yeah, it doesn't look so interesting. Some kind of shield with a holder. All we have to do is put the sticker on it. Okay, but the toy does not become more interesting from this. So let's move on to the edible part. We put it on the machine. So some sort of foaming effect didn't really work out here at all. Apparently this doesn't work with Kinder Joys. As a result, we just have a melted Kinder. The next subject is the Meller. We open up the soft caramel candies with the chocolate filling. And onto the tray. And into the machine. Let's open it up and see what has changed. At first glance, it seems like nothing, just the candies have become whiter. But with a detailed comparison, it can be seen that they become slightly larger and lighter. Let's cut them open and look inside. Yeah, here you can see how the texture has changed. From soft caramel, it has turned into a hard, porous one, and the chocolate melted and became more fluid. Let's try them. The Meller turned out to be so dense that it hurts to eat, and the taste is just saturated toffee. Next, we have a Bounty Bar. I wonder if the coconut filling inside will change? Let's put one bar into the machine. Interestingly, at such a high temperature, the chocolate did not melt here, but simply cracked. But the volume has hardly changed. I wonder what's going on inside. In appearance, the filling has become more yellow in color, and this is better when compared with the fresh Bounty. The smell of coconut has become much more powerful, so let's try it. Now the filling is solid, but the taste itself is awesome. It looks like a crispy coconut cookie. I like it. Next, we have jelly raspberries. Let's open them up. And onto the tray. As a child, I just adored these things. They're probably the most chemically tasting jellies of all. Let's put them in the machine. They blew up a lot. Now they take up almost the entire baking sheet. It looks like mega stylish candies. Let's compare the before and after. So now the candies are 5 times more voluminous and 2 times lighter. Taste test. Basically, it's very similar to the worms or the cherries that we tried earlier, but the taste is some kind of like mega chemically induced. I would not eat that right now, but the texture itself is simply divine. Next in line, here is an ice cream sundae with waffles on top and bottom. We put it on the shelf of the device. Here we're going to choose the third mode because we need 5 hours of sublimation and as much as 20 hours of final drying. In the first mode, the ice cream will simply melt, and we launch it. It was the longest session of the device. It worked for more than a day until the ice cream gradually decreased. Let's see what happened. It is interesting that now it is weightless, despite the fact that it has completely preserved its original appearance. To the touch, the ice cream is just like chalk. It was very interesting to try it. Super crispy, porous texture, vanilla ice cream flavor. This is an interesting effect after sublimation. Next in line, we have M&Ms. Pour them out on the tray. And put them on the middle shelf. We'll turn it on. Four hours later, the size of the M&Ms has not changed, only the glaze cracked in places and the chocolate leaked out. I wonder if the taste has changed? Nope, it hasn't at all. It's just that the chocolate is melted. The last contender is Coca-Cola. Just pour a thin layer out onto the tray. In the machine, the cola just started to boil until it was completely finished. As a result, we just get a tray with dried cola on it. There is a thicker layer in the corner, so let's try a little piece. Okay, basically this is just like cola-flavored Chupa Chups. And the last test subject is KitKat. To be honest, after all the past trials, I don't really believe that anything will change in it, but it's worth a try. Onto the tray. And into the machine. Our KitKat just shamefully melted. It turned out to be chocolate puddle with waffles. In general, not from any bar or candy, you can get a cool effect in this device. Write in the comments, what else should I put in it? And if this video gets 150,000 likes, then we'll try a second part of this video. Bye everybody!